Yeah, it's kind of like that. Secondhand smoke contains thousands of toxic chemicals that can have a lasting effect on your child's health. Protect your children. Don't smoke around them or any child.
Call the Nebraska Tobacco Quit line, 1-800-QUIT-NOW, 1-800-784-8669. Paid for by Tobacco Free Nebraska. Aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
Part-time job, full-time hustle, all-time Shiro to all of us. You nurture, we listen. You teach, we thrive. You lift our spirits, but we've got to lay down the truth. It's time for you, our Shiro, to stretch for the stars. Start saving more for retirement now, so you can feel prepared and live your life to the fullest. Get free tips to help boost your retirement savings now at aceyourretirement.org/Shiro.
A message brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com. On the internet, KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket.
My son Aiden has asthma. Secondhand smoke has triggered his asthma so badly, he ended up in the emergency room and spent multiple nights in intensive care. Now he's on a whole bunch of medications. My tip to you is, don't be shy about telling people not to smoke around your kids.
Call the Nebraska Tobacco Quit line, 1-800-QUIT-NOW, 1-800-784-8669. Paid for by Tobacco Free Nebraska. Aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
Pros, for your next electrical job, start with Lowe's, because whatever wire the job requires, we have the quantities you need in stock and ready to go when you are. Even better, we'll also save you 15% on your next purchase of 10 or more rigid, EMT, and PVC electrical conduit and fittings. Order at Lowe'sForPros.com and pick up in store, where our pro loaders will be ready to load you up so you can get back to the job site faster. Whatever you need to get this job done and the next, do it right for less. Start with Lowe's. Offer valid through 1/26 U.S. only.
Your home is your empire. Protect it with Empire Fence. Get a free instant quote with the online estimating tool at empire-fence.com. See an upfront estimate with no hidden fees. An Empire Fence can provide privacy and improve the appearance of your home. Keep kids and pets in or out of your yard. Increase security and add value to your property. Visit empire-fence.com now to view the stylish and maintenance-free possibilities for your home and get a free instant online quote. Let Empire Fence protect your empire.
People always ask, what are Jake and Sip like when they're off the air? Well, the answer probably won't surprise you.
Hey, Jake, your Honda's looking a little dirty.
Says the guy whose license plate is barely visible.
I mean, do you even care about that thing anymore?
It gets a little uncomfortable. Now, that's when I jump in.
Hey, whoa. Mark, did you get a new car?
Nope, just took my car down to Nebraska Auto Detail. Joe and the staff made the outside and the inside look amazing. Maybe you guys need to go. Okay, wise guy.
Settle down, Jake.
Call Nebraska Auto Detail today at 402-601-5086. Beatrice Bakery. They ship cakes all over the country. True story. But take a look inside their shop and you'd have no idea. This is a Nebraska product through and through. Not some massive production plant. Local people making delicious cake just for you. So go see them in their new storefront location in downtown Beatrice. Grab some grandma's fruit cake, some chocolate rum cake, or my favorite, the turtle nut cake. And say hi to Rick and the crew. Beatrice Bakery. Online at BeatriceBakery.com. Welcome to our world of yum.
It's time for the Deep End with Reagan Hins and Audrey Coffey on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Welcome to it on a Monday night, and it sounds a little different because Audrey Coffey is not here bringing us in, but that's okay. I'm just here to moderate, and I'm going to get out of the way as soon as I pay all the bills. So, a couple of things we need to take care of. Again, on a Monday night where we're having some fun, this will be interesting. The Deep End, and we want to thank the folks from Canopy Street Market for hooking us up. They delivered 2 meals each for you young ladies. Oh, they're in the fridge for you to take away. And you can stop by there, right, to do their thing. There are a couple other folks who have looked out for you, and they will take care of you as well going forward. 402-464-5685. Starter Hammond text line, Honda Lincoln hotline. If you want to text into the show you want to add to. The live video streams are up. Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and Twitter Live. We're on Twitter Live, so you can actually see these young ladies and get to know them beyond the voices and beyond the stories. You actually can see them, see facial expressions, and get into the conversation. So I'm going to hand it over to your host tonight. She's Reagan Hinsey.
I am Reagan Hinsey. I was just thinking about, since we're doing live videos, I should get like a "Hey Mom" sign, like the people on the
You
news
could do whatever you want. It's your show.
Hey Mom.
It's your show. It's your show. You could be like the lady from the commercials, and whatever thing she wants to say, she's got a meme and she just holds it up, and it's pretty silly and fun. So introduce the next star. The next one.
So Audrey is in Greenville now. So
she's adulting.
She is adulting. It's crazy.
Yeah, that's where Michaela's going. She was supposed to leave tomorrow, but she can't. Her pod didn't show up. So she's headed to Greenville. But yeah.
But now we are joined by Madison Ronquillo, who is a transfer from Boise State and is doing a 5th year.
Woo!
And we're excited to have you here.
I'm okay. So there's several things to set. First of all, I'm glad you said her name first, her last name first, because most of the people who have your last name pronounce it Ronquillo.
Yeah.
And I would have said it wrong.
Oh, don't worry, I asked her in there.
Well, no, it was there. Like my brother-in-law, that's his last name.
Wait, really?
And he's in Utah. He's in Salt Lake City, Utah.
Wait, what's your brother's name?
We made no. It's so funny.
Oh my gosh, what if we're related?
Well, so there's a whole family of them. From my side, Lisa is the in-law, and there's Dakota, and there's they're in Salt Lake City.
They're my grandpa, my dad's dad. He lives in Salt Lake City. What the heck? Oh my gosh.
So this is how we'll talk about it off air, because this is hilarious. It happens. Well,
Starting with the bang.
Well, so when Reagan came along, it took like 3 shows before the universe put us in. Well, we were already in the same place.
Yeah.
Because I lived in the Woodlands, Texas before I came here. So I knew her people, I knew her school, and it turns out a guy that I wrote a book with is friends with her family. And
wow,
they're a part of this book that's coming out in 2 weeks. And her mom and I will be co-authors in this book.
Oh my gosh. Whole world. What the
crazy.
heck?
So it's been weird and it's been bananas, but the universe keeps putting people in the right
Where
space.
they need to be.
Yeah.
And so I pay attention to it. So I have to ask, how was Boise? Because we would make that trip, that short drive from Salt Lake to Boise. We would make that trip all the time.
Yeah.
How is it different than Lincoln, Nebraska?
Like in terms of like the city or like the school?
The city. Like Boise itself. We'll get into the school, but
Boise, it's definitely like half college town, half city, like it is in here, Lincoln. It's definitely one of those up and coming cities where a lot of people are planning or trying to retire in. And so the city, there was a lot of construction when I was there, and they were definitely building in the open areas. But I thought Boise was a really cool city to live in. There was so much stuff to do in terms of like outdoor stuff, because it's right at the base of a mountain, and there was like a ski resort where you could like obviously go ski and snowboard, but then during the summer you could hike everywhere, and mountain biking was really big. Just everyone was outside. I guess it was a very outdoorsy city.
The change there in the athletic departments, I think a lot of it is historical in that how they perceive each other. Nebraska thinks of itself as a blue blood. I wish that Boise State thought of itself in that space as a blue blood.
Yeah.
Because in that region, they're unique.
Yes.
They're very unique. As far as athletics are concerned, how do they approach women's athletics?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is a can of worms.
Yeah, well, that's what we do here. We open cans of worms on a regular basis.
You know, if you had asked me my freshman year, like that same question, I would have told you that like they do an amazing job. Not to say that they don't do an amazing job now, but they definitely have their priorities different than they do here. With it being a smaller school, they definitely don't have the same amount of resources as Nebraska. I felt that they did always try their best. Granted, there was a lot that came to surface once our program got cut, because that was the reason I transferred. In the midst of,
I know the story. That's
Oh.
why I was really curious about how that was going to play out.
yeah, when that opened up, because also at the same time the baseball team was cut, and they were a brand new program that they were trying to start back up. Like, they had even broken ground on building the new stadium. Like, they tore down like a bunch of houses and trees. And so to see that kind of happen, it made me wonder, like, oh, what's actually going on over there? Because you said you had all these plans, and all of a sudden you're just ditching them and completely washed their hands of it. So yeah.
I was always curious because when it happens, right?
Mhm.
Even here, the
Mhm.
discussion over the women's programs
Mhm.
frustrates me
Yes.
to no end, and I've ruffled some feathers by demanding that people treat you with the same respect that they treat the men's programs.
Mhm.
How do you guys deal with this? Like, the amount of support, fan base support, public promotion of the team, your program. How do you guys deal with it? I mean, do you feel like they're talking about you enough to bring more attention to you?
I don't think you can ever talk about a team enough. I think our biggest, like, we're one of the smaller programs, I'd say. Like, not
Mhm.
size wise, but like,
Well, that's that you get tons. I mean, there's number.
publicity-wise.
What are the numbers?
There's probably like 25 of us.
Yeah.
Just 25 women and 25 men. Is that?
It's just a women's program.
It's just a women's program, so they
Mhm.
don't have it here. Okay,
Yeah.
that answers so much for me. Do you guys pay attention to the number of promotional vignettes provided for you? Personality profiles.
Yeah. Yes, definitely. Because that was actually a conversation that our head coach had to have with the athletic department, to kind of just be like, hey, like, we need this support here for many reasons. I mean, one of the biggest ones is recruiting, because that's one of the first things that a recruit sees is they're going to go onto social media and kind of just see how this program is, I guess, displayed.
I feel like we're kind of put on the back burner at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong, like, I appreciate what we get, but
Well,
like,
feel free in being able to say, here's the thing about this amplifier that exists in this room. You can always tell the truth about, you know what? There's interesting personalities in your program.
Mhm.
There's some great stories.
Yeah.
But people don't know the stories. And it's the
Mhm.
job of the program to help
Well-
folks know Reagan and Madison. Like that, people will rush to you if they know you.
well, I mean, I feel like half the time, like, we're making our own graphics for Instagram, right?
We did that a lot last year, like for Big Tens especially.
Yeah.
Like, we kind of pulled it into like a group effort to be like, all right, we want this to look cool. Granted, we don't really know what we're doing at the same
Yeah.
time, so we're trying our best. But I mean, I would say that they definitely have stepped up this past year. Like,
Yeah.
they've gotten a lot better with making the graphics, but then again, you look at what other teams are getting, and I don't know. It's just, yeah.
What could they what would you want for yourselves?
The most?
Yeah. Like, is it digital support? Is it social media flooding? Is it branding, marketing? Is it
A new facility.
Ooh.
Oh.
Ooh, straight for the jugular. Okay. Okay. Well,
Well,
but that's not wrong. Like, that if you compete in a thing, they brought you here. And to compete in a thing that you do not have access to readily
Yeah.
is insane.
Yeah, the only place we can train is Woods Pool, if you know where that is.
Which is
and we
it's
can
a trek. It's additional time sponge. It just
I mean, it's not that far out of the way. It's just we can only practice during the summer, and then all of the towers are built at the wrong height. They're not built regulation height. So there are wooden slats on 5 and 10 meter to make it regulation height. And then 7 meter isn't regulation height either, but we can't put a wooden slat on it because you can already reach 10 meter if you put your arms up on 7 meter. So you can't really do much with that. And then it's built the wrong way because diving wells are supposed to be facing north to south, so the sun's never directly in your eyes, and it's built east to west. So it's an experience.
Is there any facility in the state of Nebraska that has what you need in order for you to excel at what you do?
Woods is our best pool, I'd say.
And it's still not up to standard.
No.
Fairly said, right?
Don't get me wrong. I'm grateful that we even have a 10-meter in Nebraska.
I get all that. I'm not asking anybody to slap Nebraska athletics for what it is. But the reality is, if they want you to excel, they have to provide you the things that will assist you in doing that. Like that's a part of the job description is to provide the things that are necessary. And the big thing is that the boosters and regents and fans who would support you guys having what you need to know about it. They need to know, what do the athletes need? Because in their minds, they think you have, hey, Reagan's busting her hump all week, all year round, practicing this thing, and then not knowing that Reagan goes out and the first time she's been on this in this space at a proper level and elevation
is that Big Ten.
Is that Big Ten? Like that's mind-boggling to me. So I think a lot of the discussion is this.
Well, I mean, we take a lot of you've seen us. Like, we leave early Friday morning and we drive to either Iowa or Mizzou, and we train Friday night, Saturday morning, Saturday afternoon, and we come back Saturday night. Those are weekly training trips.
Those are brutal. I couldn't even imagine trying to do that.
There was one time where we were going and there was ice. There was so much ice on the road, and we got about like 2 hours in, and our coach was like, we're all asleep. And we just immediately like feel her slowing down and turning around, and we all just like pick our heads up, and she's like, we're just going to go practice at the pool. And we're like, what? We're halfway there.
I mean, that can't be one of the great boundaries for great athletics is consistency. It just is.
Yeah.
To not have a schedule that fits consistency, it says we're not doing everything we can. The fact that you're having any success at this speaks incredible volumes. that oh my goodness, you're on par with some of the best in the country who have better facilities than you. That has to be said, because it's from balance standpoint, the Big Ten should be focusing on making sure everybody works from the same space. And equity is the phrase that we want to use on a regular basis, that let's do better.
Well, I mean, it's not just the divers. Like, I've been talking about how we don't have a platform just because that's like
that's
your
thing.
That's
your thing.
But like the swimmers have long course season, and we don't have a long course pool.
Is there any in the state?
Woods is a 50-meter pool. And then I believe I actually just found this out that there's one. Oh, I can't remember the name. I want to say like it's like Grand Island or something somewhere in western Nebraska that has a long course pool.
There's a pool in Seward that has a 3-meter tower that I could practice like lead ups on. Is that the same?
No, I don't think so. It's the other direction, west. Yeah.
I don't know Nebraska.
Yeah, because there was a girl who was like 0.5 off getting the Olympic trial cut, and so she would go to that pool to train in order to just get some experience like long course, so that she could like get it right when it comes to like the actual race, which I didn't realize she was going all the way far to train.
That's an incredible thing. I mean, we talk loosely about the sacrifices that student athletes make, especially collegiate student athletes at the highest level. You guys make sacrifices that most people who support what you do have no idea about, whether it be from, again, getting up at the crack of dawn or before to go travel and then get work in. It goes against the very nature of why college athletes are supposed to succeed. Convenience. Convenience. We're going to provide everything for you, all the resources. Whatever you need is right here. And you guys, as a program, have to make adjustments. And that's just mind-boggling to me. I appreciate the respect that you guys have put on it, because that takes a lot of work. We've heard from Audrey the different stories about what's required for her to excel at her specialties. And you have two very unique specialties. So help me understand how Harrison, she swims faster backwards than you do forwards. By a lot.
Madison's a backstroke queen over here.
When do you learn? How did you learn that this was a thing that you were good at?
Well, I quickly figured out that backstroke was the way to go because you can breathe the entire time.
Okay, but
For the win. For the win.
Do you
For
have
the
the
win.
Do you have the nose plugs? I feel like water would go up my nose so often.
Yeah, so like, and then there was another thing, the nose plug. So like when you're swimming backstroke, there's water going all
Yeah.
over the place. So then like the nose plug kind of helps me limit the amount of water going up my nose.
Yeah.
And then it also helps like on the underwaters, like being able to hold my breath. And so,
But the flip.
well, like you like you're on your back and then you flip onto your stomach and then you flip.
But that's again for somebody. I'm older and I've been watching swimming. The programs back in Virginia are pretty high level.
Mhm.
The facilities are pretty high level. And then Texas, I went to Texas, and my goodness, the facilities down there. Bring them here. Like, let's do that. But learning the specialty,
Mhm.
swimmers are elite, but that backstroke deal is a whole nother thing.
So
That
what,
is
what I'm hearing is I think we need to get DP in the pool and see if he can do
No,
backstroke.
no, he cannot. I had a pool at my house and never backstroke. That was like that was my day. Like back in Virginia, that was my workout.
Mm.
But no, no, not against people who.
Okay, what about butterfly?
Oh, it's so messy. You wouldn't want that. You wouldn't want to see that.
I bet you it is better than mine.
It's a crime to the sport. Like it's almost offensive. Like it looks like this angry seal just
Okay. On a scale from 1 to 10, how much does it look like you're drowning? Because I think I'm a solid 9.5 when it comes to
No, it doesn't look
butterfly.
like I'm drowning. It just looks like I'm having a fight with the water.
Oh, I look like I'm drowning.
Like it's just and I'm losing.
Oh
Like,
yeah.
like
yeah.
it's just it's all over the place. There's no like thank goodness like I swim in the pool and there's nobody else there. Because if there were lanes, like I would cover 3 lanes each direction. Like each lap, it's like a diagonal.
I think we should get him in the pool at one of your practices.
Oh,
I think it'd be really interesting.
yeah, it's a good word for it. That's a good word for it. I'll send you Harrison. He's got the length for it. He's also got the hair for it. So I think
I don't know. I've always been a pretty rough swimmer. A lot of flailing around in the water.
Look, I don't have absolute respect for athletes. I have respect for athletes who can do stuff that I can't do. So when somebody does something I can't do, I'm like, like I'm all in. I'm all into that. And so there's a leadership aspect to this. And when your teammates deem you a leader, when they hand you that responsibility, what does it mean to you?
I mean, the first thing that pops in my head is that I don't know. I think of it as a really big responsibility. I mean, because like if the leaders aren't up to par to what the teams are wanting to do, then it kind of just goes downhill from there. I mean, not to say that the leader is the only one making the moves on the team. Everyone can be a leader in their own capacity, and everyone makes their own influence in like their own way. But I don't know. I feel like the biggest thing of being a leader is probably just like the accountability aspect and being the one to kind of just be like, hey, like keeping people in line and just being that reminder.
Is it a let's go thing or is it a you go thing? Because the difference would be your action mimicking the thing that you're about to ask somebody to do.
Yes. Yeah.
In whatever they're doing.
Mhm.
And if you see Reagan having an off day, the
Mhm.
approach is to meet her where she is and then get her to do things in a way that's beneficial to everybody, not just to Reagan.
Right.
How much of that is possible with the separation between swimming and diving? Because the practices aren't all the same. They're not together. How do you handle that?
I don't know. I mean, there are only 2 divers. So like if one of us is having a bad day, the other one can be like, hey, what's wrong? And then, all right, tell them what's wrong. And usually we're like, all right, we can cry about it in the shower. Let's get through this practice and then we can talk about it later. Leave all the stuff at the door.
But that's leadership.
Yeah.
That's leadership. Even if it's not wearing the C, it's still leadership. And I think in your sport, because you have relays, because you have so much time spent together watching somebody else, seems like a whole lot of hurry up and wait for meets that you guys have to communicate. You have to be connected.
Yeah.
What's the thing that connects you at your core? But when it's swimming and diving, I don't care if what your specialty is. What do you connect on? Is it endurance? Is it speed? Is it isolating your focus? What's the thing that's common? So between a swimmer and diver, what's the one thing you share? What's a trait that you share?
I don't know. I feel like the stigma with swim and dive teams is usually the swimmers and the divers are very separated. So the swimmers have like one idea of what stuff could be like, and the divers have another. But I feel like we get along a lot better than I feel like a lot of other teams do. Because like I feel like the divers, especially on a lot of collegiate teams, like to like kind of isolate themselves from the swimmers, and I feel like we I don't know if I can speak for the other diver, but I feel like I try to hang out with y'all as much as I can. And I feel like we all have like the same drive. Like we all just like, we know what we want and we're going to do whatever it takes to get to that point. But it's also, we have such, I feel like we just have such respect for what each other does. Like I can't swim and they can't dive.
I find it amazing that the diver professes to not be a swimmer.
Oh, well, it goes both ways.
I swim about 10 feet. That's about it. But it's like barely a doggy paddle. That's just stretching it.
I just see now I'm going to watch all your dives just to see you swim to the edge. Like that's all I want to see now is to see Reagan try to get to the edge. By the way, Madison, have you heard this young lady sing?
Yes, I have actually.
Mind blown.
I went to one of her concerts a couple weeks ago and
I was at that.
Like,
yeah,
my eyes were tearing up. I was like, oh my gosh, this is so professional.
I was like, look at her go. Look at her go.
Real quick too, our former co-host Audrey Coffey chimed in. She said, just wanted to say you all are doing great. Excited to hear from you guys every week and see where the show takes you. Miss you guys.
Well, we expect you to call in.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Yeah.
Feel
like
free to do
you
that.
moved, but you also know that we can video stream you in any time. You can just call from wherever you are and we can see your face and see your smile. So,
I don't know about this week though. I know Zach just got his wisdom teeth out, so he's kind of.
Well, then show us Zach. We need that comedy in our life. Are you kidding me? Come on. Well, he's got the facial hair. It'll cover up a little bit. You know, we'll do that. All right, Arjun. We'll let you go this week. Next week, call it. Call it. We'll do that. We're toward the break. More from the deep end here on The Ticket. We'll be right back.
Nominations for the Serve Nebraska Step Forward Awards are now open. Volunteers are making Nebraska communities stronger every day. Help us celebrate their hard work by nominating the volunteers in your life. The Step Forward Awards are the most prestigious awards for volunteerism in the state, and honorees are hand-selected by Nebraska's governor. Learn more about the Step Forward Awards and submit a nomination by July 1st at serve.nebraska.gov. Paid for by Serve Nebraska, aired by the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
My son Aiden has asthma. Secondhand smoke has triggered his asthma so badly, he ended up in the emergency room and spent multiple nights in intensive care. Now he's on a whole bunch of medications. My tip to you is, don't be shy about telling people not to smoke around your kids.
Call the Nebraska Tobacco Quit Line, 1-800-QUIT-NOW, 1-800-784-8669. Paid for by Tobacco Free Nebraska. Aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
Beatrice Bakery. They ship cakes all over the country. True story. But take a look inside their shop and you'd have no idea. This is a Nebraska product through and through. Not some massive production plant. Local people making delicious cake just for you. So go see them in their new storefront location in downtown Beatrice. Grab some grandma's fruit cake, some chocolate rum cake, or my favorite, the turtle nut cake. And say hi to Rick and the crew. Beatrice Bakery. Online at beatricebakery.com. Welcome to our world of yum. Gaina Trucking is hiring CDL Class A and B drivers. Gaina Trucking guarantees a 40-hour work week year-round, and their strong team culture makes it not a job, but a career. Gaina Trucking offers health, vision, and dental insurance, 401k with company match, an employee assistance program, and other bonus programs. Build a better career today with great team culture at Gaina Trucking. Learn more and apply today at DanaTrucking.com. Brown Shoe Fit is gearing up for spring with new inventory on the way. They're stocking up on new spring sandals and athletic shoes daily in brands like Brooks, Hoka, Keen, Merrell, On, and many, many more. Browns has the local professionals to get the proper fit, aided by their high-tech foot scanner by Atrax. Spring is the season to be active and busy. Don't let your feet lose their support with old rundown shoes or sandals. Stop by Brown's Shoe Fit today, just south of 66th and Q in Lincoln.
Mike Schaefer here for Trek CBD. Springtime is here, and that means you're outside more in nice weather and maybe even having garage parties with neighbors. The drink of this spring and summer isn't your typical seltzer. It's drinkable Delta 8. Yep, Trek CBD has drinkable Delta 8 seltzers with mango and lime flavors for 4-packs and 12-packs, coming in a variety of mango, watermelon, lime, and berry. They also have hemp-derived Delta 9 syrups to put in your beverages, and as always, the excellent Delta 8 gummies. Trek CBD, CBD done right.
Working at Continental in Lincoln isn't a job, it's a career. And right now they've raised wages again and they're hiring for production operators at $22.07 per hour and other select jobs starting at $23.77 per hour, with wages growing up to $29.71 per hour. Continental also has salaried jobs available and great benefits, plus medical and prescription costs at very low premiums. Dental, vision, and life insurance are offered at no premium cost to the associates. To learn more or to apply, go to continental-jobs.com with keyword Lincoln. Come work at Continental today.
Hi, Sean Callahan here of HuskerOnline.com, inviting you to join us here on 93.7 The Ticket every Saturday morning now in our new time. We're on from 8 to 9 with the weekly Husker Online radio show. We'll give you the latest in recruiting. We'll talk about what's going on with both football, basketball, and we'll probably share a few stories from the inside. It's every Saturday morning right here on 93.7 The Ticket. It's the Husker Online radio show from 8 to 9 a.m.
You want to feel important. You want to be a part of something bigger, something that matters and can help change things. You want to feel like you belong. We know. We felt that way too. And that's why we did something about it. We aren't just Army National Guard soldiers. We are normal people just like you. And together, we can make a difference. Take on your legacy. Visit NationalGuard.com to find out more.
Sponsored by the Nebraska Army National Guard. Aired by the Nebraska Broadcasters Association at this station.
People always ask, what are Jake and Sip like when they're off the air? Well, the answer probably won't surprise you.
Hey, Jake, your Honda's looking a little dirty.
Says the guy whose license plate is barely visible.
I mean, do you even care about that thing anymore?
It gets a little uncomfortable. Now, that's when I jump in.
Hey, whoa. Mark, did you get a new car?
Nope, just took my car down to Nebraska Auto Detail. Joe and the staff made the outside and the inside look amazing. Maybe you guys need to go.
Okay, wise guy.
Settle down, Jake.
Call Nebraska Auto Detail today at 402-601-5086.
You're listening to The Deep End with Reagan and Audrey on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Welcome back to The Deep End, and these young ladies are keeping you company. Joe, you're hilarious. Are you guys familiar with the movie Back to School? So there's a movie. It's an old movie. It's older than you are, so don't feel bad if you don't know what it is. That was actually going to be my next question: is what swim and dive movies are there? Like golf has movies, football has movies, basketball has movies. Swimming and diving don't have movies, but in this movie, it's comedy. It's pure comedy, but it's an elderly guy, Rodney Dangerfield, goes back to college, but when his son is a diver, he's actually pretty good. But his son has a nemesis, so who's also he's the bad guy of every movie from the 90s, like literally the same guy. But his dad used to dive at Coney Island when he was a kid, and so the big competition, the meet of all meets, and Rodney Dangerfield, the dad, gets up to save the day because his son, somebody can't dive, and they call Rodney because they know that he used to be this great kind of acrobatic diver back 40 years ago. And the dive is called the Triple Lindy. And it's ridiculous and it's hilarious.
Why do I feel like I've heard of this?
Yeah, the Triple Lindy, I would imagine that as swimmers and divers, that's a part of like the lingo. Like golf, they use Caddyshack. So everybody quotes Caddyshack when they play golf. I didn't know if there's a swimming and diving movie.
Have you heard the term triple Lindy?
So he dove off the 10 meter onto the 7 meter on.
That's not a thing.
Well, that's what I said. That's what I said. It's pretty silly. It's pretty silly. And of course, they cut into him diving from the first one. Of course, it's not him diving. They've got some study, but they show his face of him like making smiling faces as he's diving, and I just went, okay, this was hilarious and awful at the same time. So I have to show it to you.
Okay.
I have to show it. By the way, did you watch Fame?
I have.
Your thoughts?
I liked it.
Huh?
Yeah.
Okay. I wasn't sure. I wasn't sure if you were going to like it. I have to refer things to people every now and then to kind of cross the bridge. So,
Okay.
So Joe, there's a suit. He wore the old striped bathing suits.
Okay.
They're like the
The
onesies.
pinstripe?
Yeah, the pinstripe onesie, or the mansie, as we would call it. And he wore that. And Joe Davis is making fun of me because he wants to know if I have that suit because I'm old. Thanks, Joe.
Do you know any swimming movies?
Harrison, would you Google that and see if there are any swimming
Literally, the
movies?
first movie that popped into my head was The Sandlot, just because of the scene where he drowns.
Oh,
Oh, Wendy Peppercorn.
Yeah.
I think. I mean,
Squints!
the only swimming ones that come to mind. It's really random. It's this American Girl doll movie. And she swims, but like, of course, all the American Girl dolls have like a backstory to them, I guess. And so like she's the new girl in town. And of course there's that bully who's the other fast girl on the team. And then in the end they swim a relay together and they win and they're best friends. But that's the only one that can come to mind.
One I can think of is Swim Fan. Actually, there were two swimming movies. Swim Fan was one of them. But in both, they painted the picture that swimmers are pretty much psychopaths.
Oh.
And I was like, wow, that's rude. I'm trying to think of what there is another one.
I can't think
it's
of
right
any
there.
like swimming specific movies.
Krista.
Like, so now you have a movie for us to go watch. Now I have to go see it, right?
I just keep thinking of like the is it Free Willy in that sequel?
Yeah.
Like I can't think of like any like competitive swimming movies. I just think of like dolphins.
Yeah, dolphins and whales.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of horror movies is like all that's really coming up.
I was
There's,
gonna
like,
say
a few-
I'm just pointing it out. Like every time I think of a movie that had swimmers in it, people die. People died. There's the one Denzel movie where he becomes the security guard for the little girl who's a swimmer, and she can't win, and he teaches her how to win. He teaches her now. She goes, I flinch every time I hear the gun, and so I'm always behind. He said he broke it down. You're afraid of the gun. You have to make the gun your friend. So when you hear this sound, it frees you rather than you recoiling.
Huh. That's
and
cool. That
loosing
sounds like a
into
very
it.
deep movie.
Oh well, it's like it's Denzel and he's
Yeah.
a badass. But the swimming part's only in the beginning to set up why you love the little girl and why you love him.
Mhm.
But the little girl was swimming. Of course, she wins her first race, and it's we're all sitting in the theater crying. So yeah. No
What's
offense.
it called again?
Oh, would you Google it?
God.
I don't remember things. So through all of what you guys are going to do, and you have a full summer, what are your summers like? What are you going to do from June until August?
Oh gosh. I was just actually talking about this with one of my teammates because it's literally like, so we wake up early, go to practice, come back, maybe eat something, take a nap.
Oh yeah.
You sleep until the next practice. You literally wake up, you drive back to Devaney, come back, eat, maybe watch TV show, and then go to
Homework.
bed. Homework somewhere in there.
How much homework? How many hours are you taking in the summer?
I'm taking 6 credit hours, I think.
Because is that the norm?
It's 2
for summer?
classes.
For summer, is that the norm?
Either like 1 or 2 classes. Yeah, like I'm only taking 1 and it's a 5-week course. So
Is this for certification of some sort?
it's going towards one of my minors.
Okay, so
It's Man on Fire, by the way.
Man on
2004
Fire,
film.
yes, Man on Fire, amazing movie. Little gritty, but yeah, it's good. Major, minor. What are we talking about here?
Nutrition and health sciences with a minor in communications and psychology.
You are just all over the place.
You should see she has 3 whiteboards. Like she has the basement at our house.
Yeah.
She has 3 whiteboards and they're just of body because she was taking anatomy and it's just everything is labeled. Everything is labeled.
Yeah.
And then she has her own skeleton.
When my dad heard
Remember the thing I said about swimmers? Remember the thing I just said about swimmers?
When my dad heard I was taking anatomy, he found a skeleton for me. Like a full body skeleton so I could like practice with. And his name is Bill. And
Of course you gave it a name.
Yes, I had to.
Have you given your car a name?
Oh, you should get on that.
We both just go.
What is your car's name? What's your car's name?
Forrest the Ford.
Forrest the Ford and
Chuck.
Harrison, have you named your car? See, it's not just, feel bad. Okay, so from all of this, what do you want to do?
I want to be an anesthesiologist assistant.
And the communications
The communications was just so I could swim a 5th year. And there was some reasoning to it so that I can learn how to talk professionally in interviews and to fellow
it's extremely helpful.
colleagues.
While you're putting the anesthesia. Okay. Oh, you're already asleep.
Oh my gosh, I never thought of it like that.
Literally, it's short-lived. Like it's like, wait a minute. How are you? Goodbye. Hey,
I just got to think of a funny joke to tell every time.
Hey, apparently, our trainer at the time went to my surgery freshman year, and they put me down, they rolled me into the room, and then the doctors turned around to get all the supplies, and they turned back around, and they were like, "All right, start back from 10," and they were like, "Is she already out?" And they lifted my hand, the one I was supposed to have surgery on, and it just went. And so they're like, "Yeah, she's out already. Cool, let's get started."
See, I'm the opposite. I wake up during surgery.
Oh
no.
I wake up during surgery.
That's
Yeah.
no bueno.
No, for whatever measurement they use for the amount of anesthesiology, they're always low.
Are you secretly a redhead?
Apparently, well, I have some of that in me. But no, it's just so they were doing the surgery on my hand, and I woke up in the middle of it. I was like, "Oh, cool! They're doing surgery on somebody's hand. That is awesome!" And they're like,
it's mine.
Hit him again, hit him again, hit him again. And so it's there. So
What'd you have surgery for?
that particular time, I was playing basketball and I was running to steal the ball, and I swiped it, stole it, went in for a layup, and as I'm running back down the floor, I see people giving me the lean away look, and the dude points at my hand, and my pinky was over there. It was pointing at a different direction. And it was so bad. It was so bad that when I went to the emergency room, the doctor, he called in all of the all of it. You guys have to see this. This is amazing. And then they did the thing, and never do this to anybody. But he goes, "I'm going to put a towel in your mouth because I have to reintroduce your pinky to the rest of your hand."
Mm-hmm.
And I bit on the towel, and he goes, "On 3," and he goes, 1, and at 2 he pulled it, and I'm pretty sure I could have punted him 30 yards because he didn't warn me. So never do that to anybody. They think it's cute and funny, but it's really not. But no, my surgeries, 6 in the last 5 years.
Wow.
And I just did a lot of stuff that was really stupid, and I had to pay. So, but God bless you for being a fixer, because there are more fixers required. and what are you going to do with the nutrition stuff? What do you want to do with that?
Nothing nutrition specific, I guess. The major. Okay.
Is that for you, or is that
was just so I could
for life?
Okay. And just to get the prereqs, because when I came here, I committed 3 weeks before school started, and I told the advisor I wanted to go into medicine. He was like, "All right, take this minor, take these classes." And I said, "Okay," without even realizing, oh wait, I'm learning about nutrition. What's that?
Why does that happen so often? Half the stories I hear from athletes is some counselor who take this, this, and this, and that was it. And they get in it and go, "That was really stupid. I should be a music major."
Hey, on my visit, I was took to the wrong college.
Well,
so
seriously,
I was taken to the College of Criminal Justice, and because they're like, "You want to be a lawyer, right?" And I was like, "No, I want to be a forensic biologist."
And you chose them,
and they were like,
anyway.
"This is the wrong campus. Like, your advisor's on East Campus." And I I was like, "Oh, where's that?"
And you still signed here.
I still signed here.
Okay. Because that would have been my sign that I need to go somewhere else. And you've changed, so
Yeah.
So what are you taking this summer?
I'm taking oral skills and music theory 2, so I can graduate in 2025 instead of 2026. So I'm not in undergrad for 7 years.
You at least saw the campus before you got here. There are a ton of folks who did not. Had you been here?
No, I couldn't even tell you where UNL was located.
See,
What did you think the L stood for?
I never noticed that part. I was like, I'm going to Nebraska.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Oh, UNL or UNO? What?
Huh?
No idea. Right. Well, from Boise to Lincoln, there are some similarities. As a matter of fact, it's funny because I'll post pictures and people ask me where I am. They think I'm somewhere either Utah or Boise. The Haymarket looks very similar to down in Boise, and we get that all the time. So we'll throw it to break. Final segment coming up on the Deep End here on 93.7 The Ticket.
Hi, Sean Callahan here of HuskerOnline.com, inviting you to join us here on 93.7 The Ticket every Saturday morning now in our new time. We're on from 8 to 9 with the weekly Husker Online radio show. We'll give you the latest in recruiting. We'll talk about what's going on with both football, basketball, and we'll probably share a few stories from the inside. It's every Saturday morning right here on 93.7 The Ticket. It's the Husker Online radio show from 8 to 9 a.m.
Mike Schaefer here for Trek CBD. Springtime is here, and that means you're outside more in nice weather and maybe even having garage parties with neighbors. The drink of this spring and summer isn't your typical seltzer. It's drinkable Delta 8. Yep, Trek CBD has drinkable Delta 8 seltzers with mango and lime flavors for 4-packs and 12-packs, coming in a variety of mango, watermelon, lime, and berry. They also have hemp-derived Delta 9 syrups to put in your beverages, and as always, the excellent Delta 8 gums. Trek CBD, CBD done right.
Beatrice Bakery. They ship cakes all over the country. True story. But take a look inside their shop and you'd have no idea. This is a Nebraska product through and through. Not some massive production plant. Local people making delicious cake just for you. So go see them in their new storefront location in downtown Beatrice. Grab some grandma's fruit cake, some chocolate rum cake, or my favorite, the turtle nut cake. And say hi to Rick and the crew. Beatrice Bakery. Online at beatricebakery.com. Welcome to our world of yum.
My son Aiden has asthma. Secondhand smoke has triggered his asthma so badly, he ended up in the emergency room and spent multiple nights in intensive care. Now he's on a whole bunch of medications. My tip to you is, don't be shy about telling people not to smoke around your kids.
Call the Nebraska Tobacco Quit Line, 1-800-QUIT-NOW, 1-800-784-8669. Paid for by Tobacco Free Nebraska. Aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
You want to feel important. You want to be a part of something bigger, something that matters and can help change things. You want to feel like you belong. We know. We felt that way too. And that's why we did something about it. We aren't just Army National Guard soldiers. We are normal people just like you. And together, we can make a difference. Take on your legacy. Visit NationalGuard.com to find out more.
Sponsored by the Nebraska Army National Guard. Aired by the Nebraska Broadcasters Association at this station.
This is Dan Friedman. Between 2010 and 2019, distracted driving caused more than 40,000 car crashes in Nebraska, resulting in over 14,000 severe injuries and deaths. Please keep your eyes on the road. If you have a smartphone, put it away while you're behind the wheel. It will help keep our community safe and secure. This message is brought to you by Friedman Law Offices, helping injured people. It's what we do. It's all we do. Find us at friedmanlaw.com today.
Hi, I'm Dr. Rob Rhodes, a Nebraska family practice physician. Are you or someone you love at risk of an opioid overdose? Get the free Opie Rescue app for your phone. Opie Rescue can guide you through the steps of how to respond to an opioid overdose. Be Opie ready. Download Opie Rescue today.
Paid for by the CDC.
Sponsored by the Nebraska Department of Health and Human Services and aired in cooperation with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
People always ask, what are Jake and Sip like when they're off the air? Well, the answer probably won't surprise you.
Hey, Jake, your Honda's looking a little dirty.
Says the guy whose license plate is barely visible.
I mean, do you even care about that thing anymore?
It gets a little uncomfortable. Now, that's when I jump in.
Hey, whoa. Mark, did you get a new car?
Nope, just took my car down to Nebraska Auto Detail. Joe and the staff made the outside and the inside look amazing. Maybe you guys need to go.
Okay, wise guy.
Settle down, Jake.
Call Nebraska Auto Detail today at 402-601-5086. Gaina Trucking is hiring CDL Class A and B drivers. Gaina Trucking guarantees a 40-hour work week year-round, and their strong team culture makes it not a job, but a career. Gaina Trucking offers health, vision, and dental insurance, 401k with company match, an employee assistance program, and other bonus programs. Build a better career today with great team culture at Gaina Trucking. Learn more and apply today at GainaTrucking.com.
You're listening to The Deep End with Reagan and Audrey on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Final segment of The Deep End. And Harrison, am I correct in assuming that you will carry the 10 o'clock hour? Or are you going to replay something? What are you going to do?
Let me figure out a script first. I didn't realize I was going to do that.
No, you don't have. Look, this is why we do the shows that we do.
All right, I'll talk hoops.
So you can.
Yeah, I'll go hoops for an hour.
Well, there's not much to talk about tonight. It's blowout.
Well, we can recap kind of what's going on because there's some key points going on with the Celtics and what's allowing them to come back in this game, and we can always touch in on Husker athletics.
24-point lead. Yeah, Huskers had a busy weekend. 402-464-5685 here with Reagan and Madison, and I'm looking forward to what you guys do going forward because now you've set a standard. You guys have to hold Audrey's work up to par.
Well, now I gotta bring us in because that was usually Audrey's job.
Yeah.
Welcome back to The Deep End.
Yeah.
And I just sit there.
I think she might be on the line right now.
I think it's Cece, one of our swimmers.
You want to find out?
Sure.
Yeah.
You're on Ticket Weeknights. Go ahead.
Oh, hello.
This is Cece.
Caitlin!
Who is Cece?
Cece she just finished her sophomore season here. She's from Colorado. And she is a redhead.
Yep.
That's the full description.
I mean, that pretty much sums me up if we're being honest.
If she could tell you more about herself. Cece, introduce yourself.
Oh, okay. Hi. Well, okay. So my real name's Caitlin. Cece's just a nickname because there's like 3 different Caitlins on the team. So we had to come up with some identifying name. That way we weren't just like all stopping and staring at the coaches like, who are you talking to? Yeah, I'm from Colorado. I'm a sprinter and I like to read. And Madison and Reagan are 2 of my best friends, so I just thought I'd listen in.
What makes them? Why are they your best friends on a team full of best friends?
They're probably the only 2 people that can handle my humor. It gets a little, I don't know. It's just they're able to shoot the shots back. We'll just leave it at that.
Sarcasm, smart Alex. What are we talking about here?
Well, see. Oh, sorry. Go for it.
Oh no, I was just gonna say another defining or another characteristic of you is you like to leave your purse satchel everywhere.
As long as you don't call it a backpack, that works.
Okay.
This is fantastic. So we've covered different parts of the country. What is it that makes these 2 elite athletes?
They're 2 of the hardest workers I know. Reagan is so dedicated and loves the sport so much. It's amazing. She's a coach too. I'm sure she's already told you guys that, but like, it's so cool to walk out of practice and see her coach. And she just is very patient with them. But then she also she knows what she's doing, which, I mean, obviously you have to know what you're doing to coach, but kind of crazy to watch. 'Cause I know pretty close to nothing about diving. And then Madison's right there with her. She's crazy. She's doing stretches beforehand, afterhand. She's got like great recovery practices. She's just great. Man, she's super hardworking. Like I heard you guys talking about the whiteboards earlier. I'm pretty sure she still hasn't erased what she was studying in like the beginning of the month. So
you know where all the bodies are buried.
She actually helped me name Bill. It was her idea.
Oh, Caitlin. Oh, Caitlin. You.
Wait, Cece, do you have a name for your car?
Kinda. It's not, I don't use it a lot, but when we're at home, we have different names for the cars since me, my sister, and my parents have one, and we gotta identify which is which. But yeah.
So what's your car's name?
Blanca, because she's white. Not very original, but
That didn't go at all where I thought that was going to go. I didn't. Well, so is the name for when the car does well or when the car doesn't do well? Is that when you yell it out like, "Come on, Blanca, let's go"? Like we got stuff going on.
You're like, you need to speed up really fast. You're like, come on, Chuck, you got this. Let's go.
Oh my goodness gracious. Okay, so
I don't know. I haven't made a correlation yet, but I'll pay more attention.
okay, so Caitlin, here's what I'm going to ask you to do, if you would.
Of course.
Can you come in with them next Monday?
I mean, sure.
Yeah, to let them interview you next week.
Yeah.
Oh gosh.
See,
Okay.
I think that's the way that should work. And then I can get out of the way and just laugh a lot.
You can sit right there.
I'll get out of the way. That'll be done. Well, Caitlin, it's a pleasure to meet you. I know our listeners will be thrilled. Yeah, let's do this next week. Let's bring her in. Can you handle that?
Cece, you got no choice.
I know where you live.
She knows where you live. Again, the whole swimming thing just keeps popping up. Like I'm afraid. Like you guys are like cats. I'm afraid. Like they give you the look now. I'm thinking, oh, she's a swimmer. Be careful.
Okay, most of the livers live on the same swim.
Uh-huh.
Most of the swimmers live on the same street.
Like me and Reagan are roommates. Do you know that?
Oh my god, they were roommates.
And I'm afraid of the people in your neighborhood. Like you're the house down on the end.
We're the houses on the cul-de-sac.
Every scary movie is there's a swimmer in the house. I'm just gonna put that out there. I'm just gonna put that out there. Well, Caitlin, look, I look forward to meeting you next week, and thank you for giving us time to introduce yourself. I think the listeners will actually love you, so that's a good deal. Thank you.
Oh, thank you. This is great. Sorry.
I think I'm thrilled at the idea that you guys will have a space to just be weird for like an hour a week. Harrison, I'll have to buy you dinner each week.
I'll take you on that.
Okay. All right. All right.
Where's our dinner?
All right. Your dinner's in the fridge.
Okay.
They hooked you up. Again, Canopy Market hooked you guys up. So you have 2 meals each in there for you to take with you.
Oh my goodness.
As you go tonight, and thank Dance Fonts for doing what they do. Greatly appreciate it. So, ladies, job well done. We're going to pass it over. Harrison will take us through the next hour here, Ticket Weeknights here on 93.7 The Ticket. And I will talk to you guys tomorrow morning. I'm out.